You're watching the ACC Digital Network presented by Ruby Tuesday. At Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, the Panthers beat the Cavaliers of Virginia 14-3. And with Brian Stan, West Durham, interesting ball game in the Coastal Division. We thought it might be Pitt's offense and Virginia's defense, and for a while today it was.
It was really in the first quarter. That's when Pitt's offense was able to move the ball, capitalizing on two huge mistakes by Virginia. Here, one, this fumble on the punt. He shouldn't even have been near the ball, and they capitalize here with this run by their freshman running back Connor, who just runs over the safety. Then a fumbled snap. Quarterback David Wofford gets caught looking at the blitz, fumbles the snap, and Savage takes advantage by putting it right on the money to Devin Street. From that point on, it was really a defensive football game. And here you see Savage just under pressure as he was all day, and a big interception there by their safety Harris. And Virginia really, despite this highlight here on the reverse, they struggled offensively. Dropped balls, overthrown passes, some turnovers. And it was just a very difficult day. And here you see a ball thrown way too high in the back of the end zone. And Coach London's expression tells you all just frustration on offensive side of the football. Rarely do you see a team that's this good on defense be so bad on offense.
Well, and every once in a while, games will also flip to where the two defensive units dictate the tempo. And really, with the exception of those miscues, that's what we saw here today.
It was. You know, Eli Harold and company had a field day in the backfield for Pitt after the first quarter, and it was the same thing on the other side, you know, for Pitt. Both of these defenses took over the game, and they got pressure on the quarterback. And Savage took a ton of hits and damage in this game. Got to wonder how he's going to be for next week. And here you see Pittsburgh's defense, which was a question mark after Duke put up over 50 points on them last week. You know, here's Aaron Donald, and he was in the backfield disrupting plays all day. And they took it personal last week when Duke put up those kinds of numbers on them. They showed some improvement this week.
5 combined turnovers, just 8 yards of rushing for Pitt. But the 2 Virginia turnovers are cashed in for touchdowns by the Panthers. They are at Virginia Tech in 2 weeks, a welcome open date, I think, for Paul Chryst Club. Virginia will have Ball State before they finish out the slate in ACC play. What do we derive here from each of these programs in the Coastal Division?
Well, we see some growth on Pitt's side of the football. Pitt in their first year in the ACC has really shown some real talent, both on the player side, some good solid coaches. They're building this program, and they're doing well. They made those improvements defensively, which is a major concern. On the flip side with Virginia, they made big, huge coaching changes this season. We thought that we would see a better team, and they opened up great with a big win over BYU, but since then the offensive struggles have just been too much. And on top of that, some of these mental errors. You're getting into the middle of the season now. You can't fumble punch. You can't fumble snaps. You can't get away with that anymore, especially when you're playing conference teams.
All right, 14-3 is the final here at Heinz Field today for Brian Stan, West Durham. You're watching the ACC Digital Network presented by Ruby Tuesday.